Hi, everyone. What a great night for some hoops. With a little more on the line, it's the NBA Cup, and it's in full swing. Here with Grant Hill, Coach Stan Van Gundy, and Allie LaForce, I'm Brian Anderson. Tonight, we've got a special treat. Our NBA insider, Shams Charania, sitting in with us as well. Shams, glad you could be here tonight.
Of course, BA. I'm glad to be a part of this crew. This is a pretty big-time group I'm a part of right now, BA.
Yeah, well, good luck getting the word in, my friend. And a chance to see the latest edition of the Power Rankings. Always fun to see where everyone in the league stands. You look at the Warriors. They pulled themselves up to the second-place spot.
Well, right now for this home ball club, they're making some progress. Still looking up at most of the league, but you got to keep pounding the rock. Progress comes in fits and starts.
Let's check out Minnesota's starting lineup. Edwards is the 2, McDaniels the 3. Randall and Gobert are in the middle, and it's DiVincenzo in at the point. They've got Holmgren. He's out there with Wembanyama. Zach LaVine out there with Josh Giddey, and it's G in at the point. And this summer, the NBA owners approving the $1.5 billion sale of the Minnesota Timberwolves, Shams.
How about that? An absolute steal. We're never going to see a team sold for $1.5 billion again, BA. And when you see a team selling like that, it means more investments are coming. The Wolves play in the second oldest arena in the NBA, so I'm told getting a new one built over the next decade is the next order of business for the Timberwolves.
Feels like the right time for an up-and-coming team. They were almost there last season. First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Well, known for being an exceptional defender, Gobert also has a good sense for when he should look to score.
And it's Holmgren missing. And so Randall will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Last year shows that having a better overall record doesn't mean you're going to dominate the lesser opponent.
McDaniels from long range. Here's G. Hauled in by DiVincenzo. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Thanks. I caught up with the home team's head coach. Coach and I talked about the difficulties playing against Anthony Edwards. He said, quote, usually you worry about his offense. But he's shown the last few years that he's a lockdown defender when he wants to be. That's something that we'll need to factor into our game plan. Ant's defense is now a concern for coaches as well. Brian, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Now here's Gobert. Pass to Edwards. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
Just a ferocious play by Edwards, taking the contact but staying committed to his finish.
And just around a minute and a half into this first quarter. Here's G. DiVincenzo covering. There's the drive. Here's G. It's blocked.
Well, I believe that's now 4 straight misses to start the game. Talk about stumbling out of the block.
Woo! Defensively, you can't afford to let him get to the rim that easily.
Well, that might be why their deficit is what it is right now.
Well, that's too easy. As he says, let me add to my highlight reel.
And Shams with younger teams like OKC taking the reins. New stars for fans to get acquainted with. Any concern there for the league?
You know, BA, I think the parity in all these young up-and-coming players is good, and it would probably be more of a concern if these young teams weren't as formidable. But listen, stars like LeBron James, Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, they have had their heyday. You want to see that next generation of players ready to carry the mantle, whether that's Chigos Alexander, Anthony Edwards, Luka Doncic, Cooper Flag, the list goes on.
The home team calls timeout. Quick break, and we look at our 2K leaderboard for three-point shooting last season. The fourth spot held by Minnesota.
Just so efficient from downtown last season. The threes are a big part of this team's offensive game plan.
Here's Levine. Pass to G. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. It's blocked by Gobert.
Well, this is Gobert to a T. An outstanding rim protector with impeccable timing.
To stop the drought, and it's laid up and in by Holmgren. The last 7 league MVPs born outside the United States, Shams. The game is going global. What's next?
So, BA, Adam Silver cited this statistic. 5 years from now, over 40% of the youth in the world will live in Africa. I think we'll see a lot of investment in developing that talent, not to mention captivating fans in that market, but really around the world. That's what the NBA is, a global sport.
Do you think we'll see teams, divisions, possibly groups of teams in certain areas around the world that'll be part of the NBA?
NBA Europe is very much in the works. There could be a real league there with the NBA.
Rejected by Holmgren.
The premier shot blocker. Holmgren may be slight of frame, but he's never running from the fray.
Good work defensively by DiVincenzo.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
Here's Edwards. Hooking. And it's Randall with the assist.
And obviously their goal right now is to feed him the ball and get him going.
Yeah, it's a good start for him. Let's see if they can keep getting him the ball in that area.
Pass to Wembanyama. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Baseline jumper right on the money.
Well, he's such a natural talent, has all the skill needed to produce at a high level.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's going to be on Victor Wembanyama. Let's get a quick check of the scoring breakdown here for the Timberwolves.
Well, they're in a great flow. The ball's moving. All those assisted buckets means the offense is running well.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
Now here's Giddey. We saw him with 11 points in his last game. Oh, rejected by McDaniels. Pass to Edwards. Crosses over. No good. Great D that time from Holmgren. Shooting an unremarkable 30% in the first. Charles is so here. Commissioner Silver has said the league cannot be complacent.
Boy, is there ever. I mean, you think about the new TV deals, you think about the rise of social media. We're seeing so much innovation in this world, just in general, across all sports, and the NBA is no different. And certainly, the league office has been very proactive, looking to improve this product at every turn. And a lot of this is around social media and around the internet, and around their young consumers and young fans.
Edwards gone 3 of 4 here from the field. Here's G. No points so far. Outside Levine. Here's the 3. Oh, good D by Edwards. Minnesota leading by 5. Outside, DiVincenzo. Pass to Edwards. From 18 feet away. Count that one. Edwards has got 8.
Where doesn't Edwards score from? Even in the mid-range, he makes shots.
It's Giddey on the wing. Over McDaniels. Here's Wembanyama. Counted. 7 points in the game.
Just owning the painted area. If it's working, no need to change.
And Chris Finch wants a timeout. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy.
It may be a players' league, but the coaches obviously play a big part as well.
And this is when a coach earns his paycheck. Analyze the situation and give your players the information they need to succeed.
Harper, he's checked in for Levine. And Minnesota with possession here. Leading by 5. Outside Edwards. Puts up a 3. And he drains it. A solid 5 for 6 now.
Yeah, this quarter's all about him. He's just dominating at the offensive end.
Here's G. In the game against Denver. Very impressive. And Shams, the last few years, teams often giving up a lot of draft picks when they traded for a difference maker.
The market has changed, BA. The thought process has been, assuming the trade moves the needle, those picks you're giving up aren't very good. But listen, if the trade doesn't work, you just gave up the farm. And that's the risk-reward that you play with as a general manager.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Yeah, incredible play on both ends of the floor. There may be too big of a gap here. Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
To the middle. Here's Gobert. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
And no good. The dry spell continues. The Timberwolves lead by 13. McDaniels inside. Giddey defends. Launches it. McDaniels can't hit. Shooting just about 29% so far. Not great. And it's Giddey missing.
Excellent coverage defensively. Making it hard on him.
McDaniels got room. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 6th rebound on the night. Trying to find a spark here.
Yes, indeed. A rough stretch offensively. They could really use a basket.
Well, for him, this has been a quarter to forget. He is not helping them close the gap.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Hey, guys. The Timberwolves have elite shot creation, but it's finding that balance. Anthony Edwards said, I'm wired to score the ball. I'm going to showcase my game, so it's hard to find that balance of when to pass and when to keep it and try to get going. Sometimes I feel like the right play is me. Back to you, Brian.
Fills it up with the best. Okay, Allie, good stuff. Minnesota with the ball. They're on a 12-4 run. Shams, we've heard Commissioner Silver suggest that with the global audience for the game, team market sizes matter less to free agents.
For most players, it's about winning, and then secondarily, where they'd like to live. And the financial aspect of market size is not as relevant as it once was. Money still does talk.
That might be one of the biggest changes in the game over the last few decades.
But yeah, you can win and succeed anywhere.
So both teams making some changes here. Gone 0 for 2 from outside. Now here's Grimes.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Conley. And he gets the bucket.
And this defense needs to turn the screws and ramp up the intensity. They're looking a little loose out there right now.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the Timberwolves making a change here.
Well, the leadership and steadiness Mike Conley brings to his team can't be overstated. A true locker room leader and a vet who sets a great tone out on the floor.
And so Conley will bring it up for the T-Wolves. It's a 14-point game.
And we all know that on the road, you don't usually look so comfortable on the offensive end. But that was the story of the game.
Well, it comes down to preparation. They were ready for that game and kept the crowd out of it for the most part.
Now here's Grimes. Shoots over Ingles. Another shot. Wembanyama's shot is good. Wembanyama's got 9.
Yeah, terrific follow-through from Wembanyama, proving he has a good head on his shoulders.
Martin outside. Pass to Dosunmu. From 13, and that one's good from Conley. Conley's got his second bucket on the night.
They're not wasting any time putting their stamp on this game. What a start.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
Great positioning on the putback.
Just a heroic scoring effort from him this quarter. He's doing everything he can to will them back into this game.
Pass to Baron J.
Bit early to pick up foul number 2. He's got to be on his best behavior now.
Minnesota shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight. And that one misses. The Timberwolves making a switch here. Randall is checked in. He hits the second from the line. There's 31 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Wembanyama down low. And in that win against the Nuggets, he was a major factor as well.
Man, Wembanyama getting it done. Woo!
Minnesota leading by 11. Conley looking for an opening. An easy 2 on the layup. 7 points in the game.
And it gets even worse for them. I mean, he just waltzes down the lane, extending their advantage. Not good.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
The first quarter concludes, and a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Timberwolves ahead. They lead by 13. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Well, guys, we've seen a confident-looking Timberwolves team out there.
I'll tell you what, throughout the first, they did a great job of just running their offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
And here's Grimes. No points yet. Chet Holmgren out there with Marvin Bagley. Then there's Harper. Then there's Quentin Grimes. And it's Dort in at the small forward position. Oh, nice shot by Grimes.
We've seen that more than once today. An effortless basket inside.
The Timberwolves lead by 11. And for the Timberwolves, Ayo Dosunmu out there with Mike Conley. Then there's Cody Martin. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Baron J in at the center position. Some around the league, Shams, saying the Big Three super team era is done. You see it that way?
Listen, BA, the latest CBA clearly is designed to spread talent around the league, clearly is designed for parity around the league, but I really feel like the super team era really came and went pretty quickly. You saw Miami with their big three win it all. Kevin Durant to Golden State was really a one-off product of the salary cap spike in 2016. That's been about it. It's been about parity, but you still do need a couple stars in today's NBA to win.
Randall, yes, great play by Conley to set it up. Randall's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, nice play by Randall. He can take up space in there and has great short area quickness.
Grimes, the pass to Bagley. Dort for three. And Baron J pulls it down. And for Minnesota, they're shooting a terrific 58% from the floor. Holmgren with the block.
And you can't forget about Holmgren's reach, especially when he's nearby on defense.
Zach LaVine, he's checked in for Grimes. And the Timberwolves also making a change. Ingles is checked in. And just about a minute and a half has passed here in the second quarter. Pass to Randall. This one for three. Drains the triple. Randall's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, hey, Randall possesses this kind of range. The defense has to at least honor his shot.
Martin against Dort. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. 13 feet out. Martin misses. Gone 2 of 4 here in the second quarter. Jacks up a three. Buries.